Guys, you know how much we love a weird and wonderful car here at Home Built. We love classics, we love modified, we love all sorts of stuff. We love rare cars. And today we've got probably one of the rarest I've seen in a while. When was the last time you guys seen a Mitsubishi FTO? Right guys, so the Mitsubishi FTO is quite a rare car. These were produced between 1994 and 2000 by Mitsubishi. The original plan by Mitsubishi was to only sell these in Japan. They were supposed to be for the JDM market, but due to their popularity in the grey import market across the world, they decided to release them globally. Actually, the car won Car of the Year 94 to 95 in Japan as well. At the business end of the FTO, it comes with a 2-litre V6 engine that you find in these. It's also mounted to the 5-speed automatic gearbox because this is a later model. The early ones came with a 4-speed auto, and actually you can actually get these with a 5-speed manual, but I have never seen one. I didn't know you could get one until I've done a bit of research, but yeah, I thought they were all automatic. You can also actually get a 1.8 4-port in these as well, which again I've never seen. So yeah, there's a few rare models out there. Right, this one's obviously here because it's got a few issues. Nothing comes to Home Built without having any problems. So this one, if you can see here, on top of the gearbox, I've already taken the airbox out. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me see if I can light it up a bit. Can you see that alright? On top of the gearbox there appears to be a pulley oil. And I've been told that this has been cleaned up before and it comes back after a long run. So we need to check that out. The other problem we've got is this has got quite a bad power steering leak, and it quite regularly just empties the reservoir. And I've already found it. I had it running outside, and right down the very back here, this is going to be even tougher to see, but right down the very back, where it goes onto the rack, the crimp on the rubber high pressure hoses failed. And it's dripping power steering fluid straight onto the downpipe, so as soon as it gets hot there's burning oil and there's smoke everywhere. So luckily enough, the owner has managed to source us another pipe, because after a few days of phoning about we couldn't get one. I even phoned Mitsubishi and they don't actually make them anymore, so you can't buy a new part from Mitsubishi either. So the owner knew a guy that was breaking them, managed to get us another pipe. So what I'm going to do, this is where it's failed on that pipe. So in here, where you can see that slight corrosion where the crimp is, it's actually failed in there and it's dripping straight onto the downpipe. So what I'm going to do before we fit this is I'm going to clean it all up, and I've got some zinc primer there. I'm going to paint it with zinc primer, and hopefully that will get a bit of rust treatment and we'll not have any trouble in the future with it. So this is the first job. We'll get this done because then I can clean that up, road test it, knowing that the power steering's not going to go on fire, and find out where this oil leak's coming from. Right, so we've cleaned up the new to us second-hand pipe, and gave it a bit of zinc primer, so hopefully that'll get some rust protection and make it last a wee bit longer. Got the car jacked up, we've taken this coolant fan out and taken the engine cover off just to give us a bit more space to get down onto the fitting in there. So we've got a fitting right there, if you can see it, just where my finger is, just below there. There's one there. Pipe comes around here. I'm not sure if we'll need the engine mount off, we'll try and do it without it. All the way around to the back of the engine, but it's all quite tight spaces, so we'll probably put it on a time lapse for now, quickly whip this off, Charlie's got to take the battery and everything out, and then we can get this side cleaned up as well. And then hopefully put it all back together and get this thing a wee road test today and see if we can see where that oil's coming from. One's in. We've managed to sleeve it through. We didn't need to take the engine mount off after all. There's enough flex in the rubber bits of the pipe to get it in and out. We sort of we unbolted the aircon pipe, moved that to the side, unbolted the filler, moved that to the side, just to give us as much room as we could. But yeah, we've got it in. That's all connected. We've got it cleaned up over here as well. Now, looking at where the gearbox oil was sitting, I think it might be an O-ring on that sensor there. So we've left the battery tray out, we've connected the battery over here. I've left that space clear so that we can run the car and check it. But obviously, first things first, we need to top up the power steering, make sure there's no leaks, start it up, bleed the system and make sure it's all good, so we'll do that next. What's everything sitting up here? Right guys, now that we've got the system all bled up and we've got the level to the right spot, I'd actually overfilled it slightly, so we used the suction pump to pump some back out. It's now at the correct level, there's no leaks off the new pipe. Last job is to put this little fan back in, and then we can take this for a road test and see if we can find where this gearbox oil leak's coming from. We did run it for a little bit yesterday with the battery sitting here, we never seen anything. So we've mounted the battery back in the proper place so we can secure it and drive it. So yeah, let's get this fan back in. Let's take it for a run. Probably go and get some more brake cleaner while we're out, because then we can clean down some of the mess that's on it. And yeah, hopefully power steering leaks are all good and we can find the source of that gearbox leak. Right guys, it's a Sunday and we needed some extra brake cleaner. A lot of you guys won't know, but AUTOPARTS in Hamilton's actually open on a Sunday. They're open from 10 till 4 I think, so let's dive in and get some brake cleaner while we're out. Right, so we're back for a road test and having a look at the gearbox. It's still very, very dry. We've done about 10-15 miles and as you can see, there's no pool of oil back on top of the gearbox. So yeah, I think this is going to need a bit of a longer run. Power steering wise, it's working okay, level's still good, and one of the last jobs we want to do in this is just get the headlights on once over, because they've got the usual faded plastic. You can see on this one, we've been mixing up a bit of dry compound on here, but this one's all hazy, and this one I've gave one pass and it's cleaned up loads better. So we'll get the headlights done on it, and then I think we'll give this back to the subscriber. He can run it for a few weeks while we're doing our Gibraltar trip, and bring it back again and we'll double check for leaks then. But so far so good, we'll see how it goes. Right guys, as for the FTO, that's that all done. The power steering pipe's all sorted, it's no leaking anymore. We've cleaned off as much as we can underneath. We've also gave it a wash outside to get rid of the desert sand, because obviously the Scottish heatwave we've been having, loads of the sand for the Saharas came up and landed all over the top of everything, including the giveaway car. So you don't want to be rubbing that in your car. It's like 3,000 grit sandpaper. So that's been washed. We've polished the headlights as well. That's good to go. We're going to get it back in a few weeks and just double check that gearbox oil leak. BMW, that's just had a wash today. Again guys, if you don't know, this is a giveaway car. One of you guys are going to walk away with this car for £5. It's £5 a ticket. You're going to see the build on the channel. It's going to have new suspension, new brakes, all sorts of bits and bobs done to it. And one of you guys will hopefully walk away with this car for £5. So make sure you get involved, don't sleep on it. The first month of the raffle's got a chance to get 50 free tickets. So click the link, get involved, buy yourself a £5 ticket and you might walk away with that. Last thing before we finish off this video, obviously we're going to Gibraltar in the Micra, and there's one wee job I want to do to that first, so let's get that in the workshop. Right, so the job in the Micra is literally just a wee quick oil and filter change. Pop the air filter out, get a wee blow out. We're going to pull the spark plugs out as well and just get them a wee clean and put them back in, because we replaced them less than a year ago, was it?
Yeah, less than a year ago.
So yeah, I don't think they need changed, but we'll pull them out, we'll have a wee look, we'll make sure everything's healthy. Clean it up, pop it back in, and in all honesty, I actually don't think we're going to have the time to do the manual conversion on this before we go to Gibraltar, because we've still got the motorhome to finish, and I'd really like to finish that before we go. That's really taking priority. Plus we've got another wee job to go and do for another YouTuber, so you're going to have to stay tuned for a video upcoming on that. But yeah, this wee thing is probably going to go like this now. It's got its new seats, we've installed the new touchscreen radio, I've put the new steering wheel in it and the Boss kit, so quick service, and yeah, I think this is how this is going to go to Gibraltar, other than fixing the cooling fan. The cooling fan doesn't work, so we do need to have a look at that. We'll diagnose that in a later video when we come back, because that's something that we'll need fixed before we go, because the temperatures over there, if we get stuck in traffic, the only way to keep this cool is to whack the heating on. And I didn't want to be doing that in the middle of Spain in a traffic jam. I don't fancy that at all. So we need to get this cooling fan operating properly. So yeah, we'll diagnose that, fix that in a video coming soon. So we'll show you how to do that. But other than that guys, that's about it. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found some useful content in it. If you want to support the channel, remember we've got our new t-shirts, so you can go and buy one of these. All the money off the t-shirts go to help running the Micra, to get it to Gibraltar and back. We've got a special limited edition t-shirt. There's only 200. We've sold a few already, so jump on them. It's a rendition to how the Micra used to look, and yeah, all the money for them goes towards the Veterans Rally, and we really appreciate all your support. So thanks again guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, make sure your notification bell's on so you don't miss out future content, and we'll see you next time.